Have you ever felt like intimacy in later life feels different? Not like it used to. You're not alone. As we age, our bodies go through various changes physically, emotionally, even socially, and these changes affect every aspect of our lives, including intimacy. But these changes don't have to be something to fear. On the contrary, they present an opportunity to understand ourselves better and discover new, healthier, and more fulfilling ways to connect with our partners. In this video, we'll discuss what you need to stop doing and what you need to improve in order to maintain a deep connection without unrealistic expectations or pressure. Let us dive in together. In later life, many of us feel like intimacy should remain the same as when we were younger, with boundless energy, unbridled passion, and endless pleasure. However, the reality is that our bodies change over time, our hormones shift, our energy declines, and sometimes we find ourselves getting tired more quickly. All of these changes affect how we interact with our partners, especially when it comes to intimacy. But here's what you need to know. These changes don't have to be a negative thing. On the contrary, they offer a chance to adjust the way we build closeness. 1. Listen to your body. Don't force yourself. One of the biggest mistakes many older adults make is trying to continue intimate activities, even when their bodies signal discomfort. You may feel some stiffness in your back or hips after certain movements. Perhaps there is dryness in sensitive areas, or you tire more easily than you did before. These are not signals to ignore or push through. Ignoring pain or discomfort only adds unnecessary physical stress to both your body and your partner's body. For instance, I once met a man named Richard, who was 72. Richard felt pain in his hip every time he had intimate relations with his partner. But he didn't want to tell her because he was afraid it would ruin the mood. After months of enduring the pain, Richard started to feel anxious and even began avoiding intimacy altogether. However, when they finally talked openly about it, they found a solution. They changed positions, adjusted the pace, and most importantly, they stopped forcing themselves to follow the old pattern. Richard said, "Now, intimacy doesn't feel like something I have to endure. It feels more enjoyable, more freeing." That's the power of communication and comfort. By listening to our bodies and talking openly, we can transform intimate experiences into something more satisfying. 2. Don't be afraid to talk. Communication is key. In long-term relationships, many couples feel that they no longer need to talk about sex or intimacy. After years of being together, it seems like everything should be understood without words. However, this is one of the biggest mistakes that often happens in later life: avoiding conversations about changes in your intimate life. It is important to know that communication in intimacy is about more than just talking about physical needs. It is also about sharing feelings, desires, and what you're experiencing in the moment. I spoke with Carol, a 69-year-old woman, who said that for years she felt uncomfortable during intimacy but didn't know how to tell her husband. She was worried he would feel rejected or hurt. But after they spoke openly, they realized that what they really wanted wasn't more sex, but more closeness, hugs, kisses, and time together without expectations. Once they stopped feeling awkward and began talking honestly, their relationship improved not only in the bedroom, but also in their everyday life. 3. Don't get stuck in old routines. Adjusting to changes. One of the biggest traps many older couples fall into is sticking to the same old routines that have been familiar for years. You might feel like if you don't follow the same pattern, intimacy will lose its essence. The reality is, the same pattern doesn't bring the same pleasure anymore. As we age, our bodies don't respond the same way. And this doesn't mean we can't enjoy closeness. It just means we need to be more creative and open to trying new things. I met a couple in their 70s, David and Ruth. who felt their intimate relationship had started to feel monotonous. They were doing the same thing year after year, the same movements, the same time, the same rhythm, and they hoped the spark would return. However, when they tried something different, like changing positions, slowing the pace, or even choosing a different time for intimacy, they rediscovered the passion and closeness they had been missing. It's not about trying to be young again. It's about finding new ways to connect, with more attention to each other's needs and comfort. 4. Avoid using products without medical consultation. In a world full of supplements and pills promising to boost performance, many older adults are tempted to try various products that may not be safe, especially without medical advice. These products can be dangerous, particularly if you're already taking medications for health issues like high blood pressure or diabetes. It's not just about short-term effects, but about the long-term safety of your body. If you feel you need help maintaining vitality, start by talking to your doctor. They can offer safe guidance that's right for your body's condition. Intimacy in later life doesn't have to feel like a burden or a pressure. It's an opportunity to deepen your relationship, to discover a more meaningful and fulfilling connection. By listening to our bodies, communicating openly, and embracing change, we can enjoy a healthier, more fulfilling intimacy. Don't be afraid to adjust to who you are now, not who you used to be, because what matters most is celebrating every moment with your partner with respect, comfort, and happiness. If you feel that some of the things we've discussed in this video resonate with your relationship, that's a fantastic first step. Acknowledging changes and adapting wisely is key to maintaining a strong, intimate bond as we age. Don't hesitate to talk to your partner, because every change you make together is a step toward a deeper connection. Thank you for watching, and we hope you find more happiness and closeness in your relationship. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel, Ageless Wisdom.